But Bonny, age 5. Let's get into that. I get it. It's weird. It is very, very weird. Because at Bonny's base age is 12. But Bonny has the age 8 fruit. Auto fruit. So Bonny can now transform her age into... Wait a minute! Maybe it's not that weird! FBI! FBI! Oh no! Hold on. Listen. It's not that weird. She is literally drawn as a 20-something goddamn years old. Oh my god, I still remember the ass shot. Every single time I think of Bonny now as it's 12, I just think of the ass shot and I'm just like, oh. That was the best ass shot in the history of One Piece. But she's 12! Oh! FBI! FBI! No! So listen. The meatheads of the One Piece fan base want Dragon to do something. And justifiably this time, I get it. I really do get it. She gets captured. One. Let's go all the way back. Ginny was introduced as a captain. Right? With the rifle in her hand, all that shit. How can you be a captain and just be like captured just like that? Because she's a woman? Because she's a woman? That's like fucked up. That's like fucked up. She's supposed to be strong, right? And she's captured to be, well, let's get to it. She's captured and it's like, come on, isn't she supposed to have strength? Whatever. And, had a baby. R-worded. Forced themselves on Ginny. That's what, because people just say the R, people just say, it's like, I should actually explain it. Because people love saying the R word, just like, boom, just like that. And it's just like, no, this is what the R word actually is. It's like taking somebody, completely disregarding who they are, and taking them as not, and seeing them as not human, seeing them as this thing for your enjoyment, as this tool, an object. We are back. Oh, One Piece chapter 10. Wait, I'm on the wrong chapter actually. I was gonna do the review for 1096, 97, and 98, but I can't do that. That would take way too much time. I don't think everybody's even here for that. I did a live stream covering 1096 and 1097. I talked about it for a long time. Please, if you're watching this, go watch it. If you want to, go watch some content. I usually, when there's a break, I cover all 2 or all 3 chapters. This time, Oda was going through it. Released 2 good chapters in the 3rd one. The 1098, it was good and it was bad. Then, usually you take a break and then, you just do them all together, go through each one. Because, that's kind of how the story has to be. Because, week to week is we don't really know. We don't know what's going to happen next. But it's cool going back and seeing, what Oda was trying to set up. So, 1098, Bonny's birth. First of all, before anything, a massive chapter. People don't like it. People love it. I understand. It's one of them chapters. It has sexual abuse in it. What's the sexual abuse? Sexual abuse, I suppose. Possible pedophilia, whatever. But hopefully this isn't too long because it's a lot, but goddamn, I'm gonna talk. If you wanna follow me on social media, I do have a Twitter. You can go follow it to see my thoughts immediately after the chapter, I suppose. Let's get into it. Oda is obviously, he's not sick, but he's been spent. He released 3 straight chapters, now he's on break. But shout out to Oda, 1,098 fucking chapters. First one ever. That face that Oda gives Kuma, in the beginning of the chapter. You don't see that. We haven't seen that yet, yet. He's just straight up, his lips is just, I'm not here for it, I'm angry. And it's just so sad. It's sad, because he's in pain, He's using his work to alleviate, in the volume 1 podcast, they said that, you know, he's using his work to, like, you know, alleviate the pain of, like, Ginny and stuff. And it makes sense. We've all gone through that shit. And he's just going through it. He's like, he's doing his job and he's actually, like, helping the world too. But it's just like, when Michael Jordan was like, when his father died, he was like, he was angry. He was playing angry. And I don't think Michael Jordan liked that. And then eventually he changed. Did he win a championship after that? Who knows? But, like, he said he was playing angry, and he said he hated that. When LeBron went to the Heat, he was playing angry. He was a villain, and he said he hated that shit. It's not good being angry. We want to, but like this is what happened. Like, it's unfortunate, and it's cool seeing the human side of Kumachi. We go through the montage of us first meeting Ginny, the montages of Kuma still doing his work while thinking about Ginny. It's sad. It's very sad to see. I didn't realize that Ginny was actually in the chapter on the ship with Bonny, like, talking. I was, you know, when we're doing the live reaction, I'm just reading, and like, I do have to actually go back and read it because this is a live reaction. My mind is just going, let me just finish this thing. But that was Ginny on the ship, like, actually using her strength to sail all the way back with Bonny. It's such a sad story, and it's such a good flash. Like, all flashbacks, Oda's flashbacks are usually sad. Like, Oda's flashbacks into a character are usually always sad, you know, and profoundly traumatic for, like, the character. This is different. Like, this is the Corazon and Trafalgar Law one is still probably everybody keeps on going back to that one because that's, like, the most recent one. It's still one of the best because, like, Corazon, man, Jesus Christ, what a beautiful character. And then the ending with Law, like, crying, oh God, flashbacks, oh no, trauma. But this flashback is reaching those levels, and, you know, we're not trying to, like, compare trauma and shit. I think that's weird, but I think if we are comparing, like, these flashbacks are, yeah, I don't want to compare trauma because at the end of the day, this is trauma. This isn't good. This isn't a good story. But it is good in content, I suppose. How does that work? The meatheads of the One Piece fan base want Dragon to do something, and justifiably this time, I get it. I really do get it. She gets captured. One. Let's go all the way back. Ginny was introduced as a captain, right? With the rifle in her hand, all that shit. How can you be a captain and just be, like, captured just like that? Because she's a woman? Because she's a woman? That's, like, fucked up. That's, like, fucked up. She's supposed to be strong, right? And she's captured to be, well, let's get to it. She's captured, and it's like, come on, isn't she supposed to have strength? Whatever. The scene with Ginny calling Dragon, Kumachi, and Ivankov was pretty sad too, because she's on her deathbed and she's still sailing. Oh, I think she's actually at the church then, and it's just out of nowhere, and it's just so happy. Like, Kumachi, like, finally she's here, and she has to deliver this terrible news. It's just, like, some of the worst news ever. Like, well, they already know that she's, like, been enslaved and captured for a celestial dragon. It's just, oh my God, nigga. How can you, in the, I'm going to start giving my actual take right after I give, like, the chapter. I'm not going to read anybody's video. I'm not going to watch anybody's video. I'm not going to listen to the One Piece podcast. I'm not going to do any of that shit. Because I have to give my first opinion and then do the viz and then give another one. Because the viz actually matters. It's the actual translation. The One Piece podcast, they were like the only, basically the woman of, like, literally when I listened to the woman, like, complain about, there was like, how could you do this to this character? Like, how could you just defile this character? And it's like, this is one of the only characters, this is one of the only characters that happen to be woman that, like, that's actually happened to. Boa Hancock is implied, I suppose. They spoke, I don't even think it was that implied for real. I think people were just using their imaginations. You have to actually go, I have to actually go back to see the chapter of, I think Boa, like, they did speakable atrocities to me, you know, to all three of the sisters. I think we're just applying that because they're women, because they're literally like girls. But you know, it could happen with little boys too, sexual abuse. But this is implied. We're just doing that because they're girls. Who knows? Who actually knows? If Oda actually did that back in the day. But this time it's concrete. This person captured Ginny and, you know, had a baby. R-worded. Forced themselves on Ginny. That's what, because people just say the R, people just say, it's like, actually explain it. Because people love saying the R word, just like, boom, just like that. And it's just like, no, this is what the R word actually is. It's like taking somebody, completely disregarding who they are, and taking them as not, and seeing them as not human, seeing them as this thing for your enjoyment, for your as this tool, an object. That's what I don't want to say the word. I'm not even monetized. That's what Bape is. I'm gonna cut that out. That's what Bape actually is. That's what it actually is. It's like, it's sick. People always like, I hate when like guys, it is mostly guys. Well, it's guys and girls. It's like, people love just throwing the word around. It's like, that word is a very triggering word for like people. Because like people have actually gone through this, and like people can't actually like express themselves because it's a very traumatic subject. And like, I've actually like gone into it too much because like I'm not a victim of it, but I do know people that have friends of mine that have like actually gone through that shit, unfortunately, and it is a very traumatic subject. It just sucks that it happened to Ginny. I think that's the biggest thing that's like, it's not talked about. That's just so disappointing. It's like, fuck. I really wish like anything else could have happened. But story-wise, I think that if Oda actually does this again, and like, cause like we've seen how like celestial dragons actually like just take people and just do whatever they want with them back in Sabaody. Will this actually be a story point? You know, them like treating people like, or is this just like a one-off thing of like Ginny was captured and enslaved sexually? Like, come on. Like, I hope this actually comes up again so we like can actually punish these celestial dragons. So anyway, back to the chapter. Kuma, it's so sad because Kuma actually, maybe it's implied that Kuma poofs herself. That it's so sad because it's implied that it's so sad that 3, 2, 1. It's so sad because it's implied that Kuma pawpawed himself away before hearing Ginny's last words. The gray scale, blue scale thing is cool because like it reminds us of Game of Thrones. I still remember Jorah Mormont and Tyrion Lannister. I love this series so much. House Lannister, hear me roar, face ass. The scene with, they're in a church for Christ's sakes. Like, the sun coming down. And Kuma, oh my God, dog. It's so sad. Like, I'm not gonna get emotional, but like, goddamn, it's like, look at Kuma, look at him crying. It's just like, he's so big and he's just holding him up. I'll take care of your daughter. And then we still get these, like we get the flashbacks to her as a slave, as a child, for Christ's sakes. How can somebody end like this? I'm gonna try to just move past this as much as I can. I love the panel of Kuma like at Ginny's grave. That may actually be the thumbnail, quite frankly. Great. We go through the montage of Kuma being a father, bathing with Bonny, actually, sorry. Just a beautiful, heartwarming, sad, just all the emotions. It's just, Jesus Christ, this chapter is just amazing. It's just amazing. We get Sabo. I was like, oh shit, Sabo! And then we get back to and now the panels go back to actually Bonny's current crew. But there's current crew that isn't there, and it's cool how Bonny's current crew isn't with them, and like they're actually still in the flashback. So Oda actually still remembers Bonny's current crew, which is good. So Kuma tells them to shut the door because like I think the word's hereditary. The disease is sapphire scales, hereditary, unfortunately. I love the scene of the doctors like, hey, let's bring him outside. That was fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna hold you. When I was reading the live chapter, I didn't even consider Bonnie's age. 5 years ago, 7 years ago, Bonnie's, I don't calculate any age. I don't care. That's boring to me. Or Roger, 36 years ago. Blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. When Oda tells us, Oda's gonna tell us. I don't calculate shit. When I'm going through these streams, I like skipping spoilers of theories. I don't care. Oda's gonna tell me the story how Oda's gonna fucking tell me the story. I'm not gonna get the fucking story through YouTubers. I'm gonna review the chapter and I'm gonna be done with it. It's fun. It's fun that way. It's like, who wants to be spoiled? Who wants to know these things? I don't want to know if Dragon was this old. He can't be. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Like, he had to change Caesar's age because, like, it didn't matter. I don't give a fuck, man. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I don't care at all. But Bonny, age 5. Let's get into that. I get it. It's weird. It is very, very weird. Because at Bonny's base age is 12. But Bonny has the age 8 fruit. Otto fruit. So Bonny can now transform her age into... Wait a minute! Maybe it's not that weird! FBI! FBI! Oh, no! Hold up. Listen. It's not that weird. She is literally drawn as a 20-something goddamn years old. Oh my god, I still remember the ass shot. Every single time I think of Bonny now as it's 12, I just think of the ass shot and I'm just like, oh. That was the best ass shot in the history of One Piece. But she's 12! Oh! FBI! FBI! No! So listen. Oh my god. It's, I'll check my Twitter. Check Bobby Punk Manga. I was going off. You know, people want to be weird. You know, it is kind of weird, I understand. But let's just use our common sense. We didn't know this. He implied it. You know, people probably... I don't care. It's sexualizing a person at this age. And now that we know that this person is actually this age, I don't think it matters because there can literally be any age she wants. We're going to move past this. Stop being retarded. Okay. Oh, man, this shit gets me hot. It gets me hot because, like, people just want to be weird. People want with this thing to be this, and it's just like, no. Let's be adults and let's just have common sense. Flipping the bird off, just like Bonny. Anyway, please, Kuma being a good dad. We get, they're making fun of my jewels again. Those jewels? And then, like, Kuma's handsome. He's like, he has the little hair thingy, the paw things. He has his glasses on, and then he just pops his face because he's a gigantic head. His head is the size of this fucking poster right here, and it's scared to shit ever. I love that panel. And then I actually skipped through the sad part where Kuma has to lie about Bonny's affliction. So I wonder how that's actually gonna. People say Vegapunk. People say it has to do with Bonny's fruit. I don't even get that. People are saying, Kuma. I mean, I think Kuma would have already tried the sickness thing, like to phase the sickness out. Maybe Kuma like takes the sickness, does that, and then like, you know, here, your sickness is gone, and then he gets it himself. And then there's a theory. I hate theories, but I heard it. It's unfortunate. I wish I skipped it. And then like, he has a thing, but like his body parts, you know, his body's like, he just changes his body so like the sapphire doesn't actually affect him. I don't like that theory. I think that who knows how it is. We can probably tell. We can probably infer that Vegapunk does it. Kuma maybe sacrifices. I think it's too easy. That's too easy. Kuma sacrifices himself to save Bonny. Vegapunk. He has to go to Mary Joy because the sickness was in Mary Joy. Who knows? I like that theory. That makes a lot of sense. Still seems pretty easy. We'll see it in 2 weeks. Actually, 1 week. I don't even know what's today. I don't know. But this chapter's out. This review is out late. I'm sorry. Life has been hectic. And then we get to the final part of the chapter. The king is back. And for some reason, like, people were blaming. The meathead shit is weird. I'm always going to call it out. When Oda does something with Dragon, I mean, listen, Dragon has to do something. But I don't understand how what Dragon has to do with the Sorbet Kingdom getting, like, attacked again. What the fuck is Dragon? Like, Dragon liberated that shit. Like, he tried his best. They're mercenaries at this point. And what are you going to do? Then he came back. What is Dragon supposed to do? Anyway, but, like, the villagers and, like, Kuma has to do something. And, like, this is how I thought that, like, Kuma would be framed to get that tyrant name, Kuma the Tyrant. And we still remember that panel of, like, Kuma evil. He had the, like, crown on his head. It looked pretty cool. I wonder how legit that actually is going to be. Because, like, Kuma's angry now. We saw angry Kuma. I wonder what happened. Because, like, this is hell. This is legitimately, like, he's burning the kingdom. Like, come on now. Kuma's going to get... You know, he looks like Brock Lesnar. Now he looks like Big Show. He look like it's over. This story has gotten so good since Odin's flashback. When Wano was going on, Whole Cake Island, that shit was just so boring to me. Oh my God. And then we got into Odin's flashback. And then we got into the Roger shit. And then we came back and then it just started rolling. And then it started rolling. And then it just got good. Then it just stopped getting bad. It just, they got into the fights. And then like Tsunachi. And then Egghead. No, we're skipping. And then we get the big fights between Gear 5. And then like the Nika shit was like thrown up on it. But like now it's like, man, this is like, Oda's really written this thing into the story. It's like, nah, this thing was always a thing. It's just unfortunate because that Sky Pierce shit, when like the silhouette of like Luffy dancing, that's bullshit. That is bull fucking shit. That doesn't make any sense at all. I think people are reaching like, fuck. Oda, I don't know. Get that shit up out of here. Luffy's dancing near the fire, blah, 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 blah. And then like, it's the same thing as like, Luffy and the... Get out of here, dog. Get out of here. No. Listen, we're fans. Make of it as whatever you want. I don't think that's the case. But who knows? Maybe it is. I just wonder what happens next, man. Because this is just... I don't like how Ginny was just done like that. It's true. I don't like it. I wish something else happened. But if this is a catalyst, if this is like a way that Oda can, because I don't know, because it's a Celestial Dragon thing. People want to know who the Celestial Dragon was. It's like, that doesn't fucking matter. Why do you want to know the person that's sexually abused? Why? That person is erratic. That person doesn't even matter, quite frankly. People want to say Saturn. Why? Like, why, dog? Why? Why? Give me a good reason. No, dog. Get the fuck out of here.